Welcome to the Crystal Bar Podcast. I'm Claire, your guide through the fascinating world of crystals and beyond. Whether you're just starting your journey or you're a seasoned enthusiast, I invite you to join me for insightful wisdom to empower your crystal, cosmic, spiritual, and astrological knowledge. So, are you ready? Let's begin. Hello, my beautiful souls. A very happy 60th episode to us. Hurrah! Let's do a little cheer. Hang on, if it doesn't get rid of it this time. There we go. If it stayed in, that's good. If not, then I apologise. But there was a big cheer there because we are at episode 60. Firstly, I have to apologise. I can't quite believe what happened last week. So I recorded the most loveliest of episodes, if I do say so myself. And when I record these episodes, I use an editor to get rid of any pauses, any noisy dogs barking, anything else going on. And I put it through the editor and it sped up my voice. So I sounded like I had drunk about 30 cups of coffee before I'd started my day. So with that being said, I had to just upload the raw file and Spotify didn't like it. So for those of you who are Spotify listeners and furiously got in touch with me to ask me where the episode was, I can only apologise. But if you went on to find it in Podbean, Apple Podcasts, Alexa, Amazon, whatever it is, music, I can't think of all the other ones, but everywhere else except for Spotify, thank you for finding it. But this week, hopefully it will work when we edit it. And I've got a great episode ahead. I'm actually recording this on Tuesday the 10th, Tuesday night, and I've just had a little interview with Stuart. Now, again, we're not going to edit it down. It's going to be raw, so there might be a few pauses and stuff. Bear with us. It's my first interview. But with that being said, we are literally, look at the time, 8 in the evening, 12 hours, exactly 12 hours away from the peak of the full moon. I'm full of beans, so I thought I would record it tonight. We've had a crow present. You'll hear that later on. It's giving me the nod that knowledge needs to be shared. So I'm going to keep it quite short because we did waffle on for 25 minutes. That's why this is such a long podcast. But the full moon, my loves, when you are listening to this on Wednesday the 11th or beyond, because that energy will linger, this is about being kind to yourself. Don't fight what is pure and intuitively calling you in your soul, because us Sagittarians love adventure, and this is about putting your best foot forward now and just making sure that you go ahead and start living your dreams for yourself. This moon is also going to ask you to just start seeing the funnier side of things. Start having a little bit more humour about life, because it's going to be a heavy one and you might feel like the world is against you and you have chips on your shoulders. Just try to see the best in everything, okay? Be a little bit more lighthearted. And, this is your time to heal. So put yourself first. Be selfish, because us Sagittarians love to be a little bit selfish. Put ourselves first and our well-being first. And we invite every single other zodiac sign to do the same, okay? There are going to be some slightly challenging energies around because, we all know that life can be unpredictable, and this full moon could bring around some situations where we just want to rally against everything that's against us and just push it away and just be in charge. So just accept that you are stronger than you realise and just go into this next week with your head held high and strength oozing from your veins. Wear some red jasper, carry some carnelian, get your courage out there, because do you know what? There might be some people trying to push you down and push your ideas down and tell you you're not worth anything. But you are. So show up boldly, get some amethyst as well to keep calm when you need to keep calm. And that will be a bit contradictory to the red jasper and carnelian, but just show it what is boss, okay? There will be a need though. This is quite Scorpio-ish, this little bit. It's kind of like Scorpio energy has kind of bled into this full moon, and there will be some need to release some pent-up dramas under this full moon. But just remember, the less reactive you will be in the next few days will ensure that you come out stronger, bigger, and better than the people trying to drag you down, okay? There could be some real eureka moments as well, and whatever you're going through, just decide that now is the time to heal. And by acknowledging that and allowing all this emotional upheaval to just go away and release it and move into the next phase of the moon, if you do this, then you'll really appreciate how powerful you are, for one, and you'll find everything starts to fall into place. Don't let past trauma and past hurt be in charge of the next phase of your life, and just be, what's the word? I've lost the word. Completely doing this ad lib. I haven't even written a script, so I do apologise. Just make some effort, okay? Just make some effort. You could actually, I don't know if you heard me say last week, get that gratitude jar going. Start looking at the good in life, because at this point, as we're kind of building towards the summer solstice, this is all about gratitude now and starting to set the seeds that you're going to harvest. You can start harvesting some bits now, but we're talking between now and the autumn equinox. Start doing a gratitude jar daily and look at the lighter things in life, and you'll find you'll be rewarded tenfold, because when you start looking at the lighter things in life, life becomes more richer, more powerful and more abundant. And what's not to love? So with all that being said, shall we get into our little interview with Stuart? Like I say, 25 minutes long. Thank you for bearing with us. It's our first kind of movement into interviews and chat, and hopefully going forward, Stuart might fancy having a little chat about what we've been up to in the week, to do with crystals and stuff like that. So he becomes a little bit of a fixture, but he's looking at me right now as if to say, what? Bless his heart. He did well. I kind of put him on the spot. He's not as chatty as me, but you'll see he's done really good. And it's really nice for you to discover stuff about him and get to know him and meet him. But anyway, let's get into it. Hi, my lovelies. So as it's the 60th episode, I thought we could have a little bit of fun and have a little chit chat with my husband, Stuart. Now, Stuart is one of the background forces of the Crystal Bar. From the moment I started the Crystal Bar, he carried all the big orders upstairs, helped me unpack them. He takes your parcels to the post office. He always helps me measure and weigh all of the individual crystals, so all of the information is as valid and up to date as possible on the website. So he helps so much in the background, and of course he likes all my posts on social media, which is always a lovely little boost as well. But I thought, with me always doing the talking, we could have a little chat. Yeah, so hi Stuart, thank you for joining me tonight on this podcast.
Hello.
Sorry, we did practice this, and I started that completely different, so I've caught him off guard. But I thought I'd ask him a few questions about things he enjoys and some crystally things, so you can kind of get to know him a little bit. So I thought, first of all, something that I did discuss quite a lot sort of October time was ghosts. And I know a lot of you love discussing ghosts on this podcast. I always get some really spooky stories. I'm saving some up for a spooky episode. So with that being said, I thought, let's find out how spiritual and mystical Stuart is. And Stuart, so do you actually believe in ghosts like I do? Like when we watch all these chit-chatty shows and ghostly shows on YouTube, do you actually enjoy them and do you believe in them?
Yes, I do.
Okay, and have you ever had a spooky or unexplainable experience?
Yeah, once at the Potton Church.
Ah, yes. So the OGs amongst you will know about this story. Stuart and I were just having a little mooch about last June, actually, this time last year. Was it June? Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
It's gone quick. We'll have to go back. for sure. We were having a mooch about, and Stuart was reading some of the information on a gravestone, and I was just doing a sort of a panoramic video of the cemetery, and he just stopped talking, and as I panned around, what did it say? I can't remember.
Are you there?
Yeah, it was almost like a ghostly, "Are you there?" Almost like there was a ghost sort of hanging around its gravestone asking if its loved ones were there. It was very faint, but once you recognised it, you could definitely hear it. So yeah, if you're up for it, we'll definitely go back, hey?
Yeah.
That being said as well, what did you think when I sort of came to you initially and said I wanted to start my crystal business? Sorry, guys, we just had to pause because Arnie started barking and now he's sat with Stuart. So if you hear him bark, that is who is creating the commotion amongst us. Aren't you, Arnie? They all know you. They mostly hear you most episodes or it gets edited out, don't they? And now he's licking Stuart. So, yeah, so Stuart, what did you think when I said to you I wanted to start my business?
I was really excited for you. I knew you'd be good at it.
Oh, thank you. I love all the compliments. But with that being said, I know crystals were very new to you. You hadn't really experienced them, except I'd put the citrine on the windowsill to sort of bring some positivity and money into our lives because of what I'd been going through with my redundancy and everything. Have you ever felt anything from holding any of the crystals?
A little bit. I can't really explain it.
Whenever we open up parcels, you get a feeling, don't you?
Yeah. I don't know how to explain it really.
It's like a bizarre kind of, I don't know, when you're mooching along opening the parcels and then suddenly you're like, oh, all your eyes light up and you kind of get a feeling and you can't put it down. That's what you tend to do, don't you?
Yeah.
And I find that you claim it. Stuart's got a man cave, and to say if you had a favourite crystal, I wouldn't say you do. Do you have a favourite out of them?
Probably tiger's eye I normally go for. Is it tiger's eye?
What, the gold?
Yeah.
Gold flashy one. Yeah, tiger's eye it's really lovely for confidence and energy, which is you probably need when you're getting ready to go to work of a morning to keep you zesty and for luck and stuff. But you've also got the crazy lace agate next to it, haven't you? The Mexican crazy lace agate, sort of that pinky kind of veiny burgundy point thing, haven't you?
I've got quite a few I've pinched.
Oh yeah, and the moss agate skull you took a shine to, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think, mind you, I have to say, I think the first big experience I found of you using crystals was probably you were getting quite anxious one Christmas about going Christmas shopping because, typical man, felt under pressure. So I suggested you put some red jasper on. Do you remember?
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Yeah, and can you remember what happened?
Oh, it helped me go shopping. I didn't really feel anxious and actually got on with it.
Yeah, so for those of you who aren't keen on big situations or going shopping, definitely try red jasper for sure. But let's talk about manifestation. So many of the listeners love manifestation rituals, bringing about what they want in the world. And can I just ask, do you believe in it?
Yes and no, really.
What makes you believe in it?
I guess because you manifested our house and drew it out, and I guess it's sort of true.
And do you remember walking around when we were looking around the house for the first time, synchronicities?
No.
So synchronicities, as we were walking around, I mentioned the house, the door colour, the number, the flowers outside.
The number, yeah.
A layout of the home, walking right into the lounge was like our other one. Different bits and pieces, but it was more, do you remember we stood outside and, with the estate agent, and I said, oh my God, we've just got those flowers growing outside our front door, the yellow ones. Do you remember that?
Oh, yeah.
The number, the door colour, other bits and bobs. And then at that point, you were stood in the middle of the road. Do you remember? And I took a picture of you. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you looked just like an angel going, beaming up to the sky like happiness and everything. So yeah, I think at that point you suddenly realised how magical something hit you, I think. And at that point, it kind of all manifested to you as well as me that we were going to have this house. Now, in terms of manifestation, obviously, the full moon on the day of this podcast, and tonight we will be doing a full moon ritual. Do you enjoy doing the rituals, or do you just kind of stand there filming me for the sake of it?
To be honest, just stand there and film.
So, guys, this just goes to show if you're spiritually minded, yeah, your loved ones support you, but they obviously don't always have to believe, and you can still make magic happen even if other people don't. But what we tend to do is we kind of wait for the sun to go down. We do a very simple letting go ritual, and we just I write things down. Stuart films me, and I talk to the moon and give thanks to the moon for helping. So we do stuff. I also bury it, or we sometimes burn it safely. Also, as well, I do a letting go ritual in the bath. I wash away stuff. So, yeah, I don't, even though we talk about rituals and everything else, I tend to work with the crystal side more, bless Stuart. The amount of times he's had to carry my crystals in and out of the house to moon bathe them is just, bless his heart. So, yeah, so we've kind of digressed a little bit. I wanted to talk about... What did I want to talk about next? I've lost my questions. Yeah, I was going to ask, would you say I've manifested anything big for us? But I think my business being a success, the house, anything else? Oh, I'll tell you what I did manifest years ago.
What was that?
The Fiat.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it started off our car. I'd always dreamt of having a little Fiat 500. And then at one point, we didn't really have the funds for it. But I was like, no, I'm focusing. I want the Fiat 500. And then I found a picture of a Fiat 500X and I just put it on my screensaver, didn't I?
Yeah.
And my mood board. Not mood board. I should know this. What do you call them when I do my boards? My print's gone blank.
I don't know.
What's it called? What I do? Manifestation board. Vision board. Yeah, whatever. Vision board. So I had it there next to me when I worked every day. And we suddenly were looking, weren't we, for a car?
Yeah.
Just looking at them. And then I saw one I liked, which just went and had a quick look at it. And then my mum said, oh, I'll help you out with the deposit if you can do the rest. And the rest is history. So bless my mum. She came through, didn't even ask. She offered and manifested that. I'm just trying to think if anything else really. The mortgage we manifested. It was way beyond what we thought we could ever get.
Yeah.
We used to do, what did we do for that? Manifesting the money with our hands and the little saying. Is it Hudda? H-U-D-A?
Something like that.
Yeah, and you kind of bang your side of your hands together and then the side of your thumbs together and go Hudda, 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 Hudda and visualise money pouring into your life.
Mm.
Yeah, so Stuart's gone a bit blank. He gets a bit blank with my woo-woo. He just gets on with it and gives it a go, bless his heart. But if anything in the world, what would you secretly... I do apologise, Arnie the Beast is being beastly again and we had to stop and pause. But what I was about to ask Stuart was, if there was one thing in the world you'd like to manifest, what would it be? He's suddenly looking very pensive and thinking.
I don't know, really. It's hard to put a finger on it, really.
So nothing... You're quite happy with everything you've got in life then? You're grateful?
Yeah.
Oh, that's very nice. Arnie is manifesting treats right now. I don't know if you can hear him in the background, but...
Well, I guess maybe my own business as such.
Okay. So now you've put it out into the world on the full moon. The universe has listened. So watch this space, people. Even though Stuart is self-employed as a bricklayer, he does work for others building projects. So, to be his own boss. He was his own boss at one point, doing landscaping and things, but that was as well as building. And to be fair, he never had a day off. So it was kind of a bit crazy and busy. But so the universe has listened for sure. Okay, and getting back onto the ghost chat. Have you ever felt like any of our houses were haunted?
Maybe the one where at Paddock's Chase, I just had this feeling of something upstairs.
So you kind of do feel a little bit in tune with ghostly stuff then? You get vibes, do you?
I don't know if it's vibes.
Yeah, because oddly in that house, even though I sense stuff and I'm quite aware of presence, I never felt it in that house. It was very peculiar, wasn't it, that you had that? And you always used to run down the stairs at a million miles an hour, didn't you?
Yeah.
Upstairs or downstairs. Yeah, it's very peculiar. Have you ever sensed loved ones' ghosts?
I haven't, no.
You haven't at all?
No.
What about the presence of your lovely Nan after she passed? Mind you, you were asleep then, weren't you? Do you remember what happened?
At Christmas, yeah.
So for those of you who don't know, and not an OG, one Christmas after the Christmas after Stuart's Nan passed in the October. It was the October, wasn't it? She passed.
Yeah.
So a couple of months later, we inherited a small Christmas tree. And in our old house, we had a conservatory and we put it up in there with Stuart's great Nan's candles or great Nan's candles.
I think, great Nan.
Really old Santa candles. And I just finished and I heard a, ooh. And I turned around thinking it was going to be Stuart stood there. And it wasn't. It was like, oh my gosh, okay. So I went to the lounge because I thought it'd be Stuart sort of stood there kind of talking to the dogs. He was asleep. So yeah, we kind of had a presence there. I'm just trying to think of other things that you've done. This house though, being a brand new house, you don't seem to run up the stairs fast. In the dark, you don't run down the stairs fast.
No.
Don't have anything. So perhaps you did tune into something in the old house, baby.
Possibly, yeah.
Yeah. So let me ask you this then. Would you spend a night alone in a known haunted location such as Clophill Church for £1,000?
Maybe. For a minute.
For a minute. Yeah. What would you take with you? Any kind of ghost hunting stuff, or would you just sort of rock up and just try and see what's happening? And
yeah, just a torch and a camera.
perhaps we should do it though, because we often say, don't we, about going to cemeteries and doing ghostly stuff, don't we? Especially after capturing that voice. In fact, I'm sure I shared it on the Crystal Bar. So if you look back, guys, to this time last year, you will see the video in my reels. It's definitely there. I'm sure of it. Was it on my personal one? I can't think now.
I can't remember.
No. But is there any haunted location you'd like to visit that you've seen on the TV? Because obviously we watch a lot, don't we?
That prison. Shrewsbury Prison?
Shrewsbury Prison. Is that where they do all the filming for TV programmes?
I think so.
What about it would you love to experience?
Just seeing the doors slam or hear noises.
Yeah, see if it's really real or if there's someone taking the mick when we're watching these shows, pushing it and stuff.
Yeah.
Did you ever see any ghosts? I'm getting on into ghostly things now. Did you ever see any ghosts? Like Stuart used to live down somewhere called Little Heath in Gamlingay when he was growing up. Right in the middle of nowhere, no street lights. Did you have a street light?
One street light at the end of the road.
Yeah. Did you ever see any ghosts there?
No, but it is known there's supposed to be a lady stands there.
Oh dear, crikey O'Reilly. Any other haunted buildings there?
No.
Not even your great-granddad's house?
No.
Oh,
not
crikey.
that I know of.
Spooky. Very old house, full of vines and stuff like that. Gosh. I'm going to get back into crystals now, kind of. We keep digressing back and forth, but there was a question I actually wrote down that I was just wondering, I know I asked earlier if you'd felt anything from holding a crystal or any effects, but have you felt any energy, like a calmness or tingles or anything like that when unpacking or holding a crystal?
Probably sort of a calming feeling, but I don't know what crystal it was.
I can't think. Was it a flower agate? Moss agate. It was the moss agate skull, I remember.
Was it?
Yeah. Just, what did it feel like when it was calming?
So it's calming.
Or like a heaviness or like a soothing feeling, like an moment.
Probably like a soothing sort of, yeah.
Yeah. I get the vibe because that's what I get with moss agate and ocean jasper actually. If I'm feeling a little bit anxious or stressed or overwhelmed, I just hold it. It's almost like when you take a deep breath, you go, it's just like a real nice feeling for sure. And is there any surprising things you've learned about crystals since living with me?
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, that is true. That is true for sure.
I don't know how you do it. Getting to know every single crystal.
I must admit, when I first started, I was overwhelming, but you obviously get to know things and you kind of get to learn the energy of the crystal. So you almost know what it's going to be supportive of or help right from the start before getting to know a crystal. Sorry, we can hear Arnie walking around again. He's our little ghost of the house. In fact, we call him Netflix because when he jumps off the bed, because he likes to lay on the bed of an evening to relax, it's kind of like, ta-dum. So we started calling him Netflix. I'm sure he'll be back down in a minute trying to scrounge more sticks and things. Okay, so what was my other question? I should have been more organised. If you could invent your own crystal, what would it be called? What colour would it be? And what would it do? If you could have any crystal in the world that could do anything you wanted, even superpowers or stuff like that, and colour, what would you be and what would, yeah, you know. So firstly, what would it be called?
Oh,
All right, let's go.
I don't.
Let's just swap it around. Let's do the colour. What colour would be your ideal colour crystal?
I guess like a bluey colour.
A blue, but would it be see-through like a quartz or would it be stone-like?
I don't know. Sort of stone-like, but it's got like a shimmer inside it.
Oh,
Like sort of
lovely.
reflection.
Like an obsidian kind of shimmer or
Yeah.
goldstone type shimmer.
Yeah.
So, okay, so we've discovered the colour of your dreams. What would it do though? What would be the ideal thing for it to support you with or do for you?
Make money.
Okay. A manifestation, abundance, money stone. Okay. And what would you call it?
It's a money stone.
Okay. Like a money tree, but a money stone.
Yeah.
That you could put on top of like a number, an official number. I mean, you can do this with citrine, guys, just to let you know, if you write down a number that you want to manifest, imagine it in your bank account, imagine the money pouring into your bank account, it will happen, it will manifest, it will come to you in the form you want. But Stuart's decided he wants a blue one, which is great for communication, by the way. And if our relationship had a crystal, what sort of crystal colour would it be for our relationship? Our marriage. What sort of crystal would you like?
Sparkly one.
Ah, that's nice.
If there's such thing as a sparkly one.
Yeah, you got your goldstone, haven't you? You've got lepidolite, which is a bit sparkly. You've got mica, which is sparkly. Moonstone, which has got the sheen. Moonstone's really nice. But there we go. So in terms of... I've asked you that question. Hang on, I was about to ask exactly the same question. Can you hear that? It's like we've just got a crow crowing outside. It's almost like they seem to, every time I think of something, oh my God, look at it, it's sat on the fence, Stu. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, honestly, if I could film this right now, it's almost like it's literally looking in our house, a crow. And for those of you who love to talk about support animals and spirit animals, if that's your thing, if you're a part of that. But the crow spiritual meaning is known as transformation, change, knowledge, wisdom. And for this reason, they're actually believed to be a unique physical link from the spirit realm to deliver critical and meaningful information and knowledge. But also as well, you know, some people say they're a bad omen, but many cultures see them as a good omen. So that was nice to see, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And our little chit chat. So after all the chit chat about the crow, just finally, Stuart, and this is a serious question, okay? Do you truly believe that crystals can actually help shift your mood, energy, or focus? Or do you think it's all in the mindset?
Well, you've got a bag of crystals and see how it helps you. So, yeah.
And then what about yourself?
Yeah, I have a few.
And they've helped you for different things, haven't they?
Yeah. Or like the shopping thing as well, going out.
Yeah. Yeah. I have to say that when I first got into crystals, Stuart was like constantly, no, don't believe him, whatever, you know, like many people are. But, you know, I've not forced them on Stuart at all. You know, it's something that It's something that is very personal, a crystal journey, and in no way, shape or form do I force it. If Stuart has these moments of clarity and connection to a crystal, he keeps them. He's actually got quite a selection now in his man cave. But I have brought him things like black onyx necklaces to help him with if he's feeling a bit overwhelmed with a project that's coming up. Doesn't wear them at all. So occasionally he'll put one in his pocket if he's really overwhelmed, like nervous about a medical appointment or something like that. And they have helped him. And he's come out and said, oh, that wasn't too bad. And I've said, well, what's in your pocket? And he's gone, oh, yeah. So I think Stuart, isn't, some of us are very connected to the crystals. We're empaths and stuff like that, where Stuart isn't. And that's absolutely fine. We're all very different people in the world. But, when you're, I'd say, heightened stress, you do embrace it more, don't you? Because we all kind of get a bit desperate for a support when we're in that way, aren't we? So, don't we? So, yeah, it's nice that they do support you, even though I think you are a bit sceptical, and sometimes things do tend to surprise you from time to time, don't they?
Yeah, they do.
But there we go. This was supposed to be like a few minute segment where we just had a little general chit chat. And it's been 25 minutes. So whatever I record either side of this for the 60th episode, I can only apologise. It's a very long one, but it's been nice having a different voice on the podcast. But is there anything else you want to say?
No, not really.
Stuart is a man of few words. I'm the chit chatter of the relationship. You probably wouldn't be surprised to hear that for sure. But thank you very much, Stuart, and lots of love and light to you.
Thank you very much.
So there we are. Well done, Stuart. A big round of applause to you. Thank you for so much for even entertaining the idea of being on the podcast. But before we go, I thought we could have a little bit of a look at some of the messages. In fact, there's one lady that's been in touch this week, and I wanted to read out her message. She did say that I could rewrite it, but it's fine. I love speaking in your voice, in your tone, in your language. So I'm going to read it out. In fact, she's just sent me another one. I didn't see that. Okay, so I'm going to read both parts of the message. I think the first one is a crystal story she wanted to share. So, okay, this is actually from a lovely lady called Trevally, and she is on Instagram. And she said, it's my youngest daughter, actually, not me. Okay, the story's about her youngest daughter. We've got that now. And she said, my youngest is 21 and totally loved up with a young man. She met on Facebook, dating after many disappointments. Anyway, unfortunately, he lives so far away on a train and several changes. A few days ago, it was her turn to visit him, and track replacements meant an extra change. Her nerves peaked. She'd just gotten used to the travelling. Now an extra change sent her anxiety into a spin. Oh, bless her. Anyway, the weekend before, she'd come with me to a spiritual fair locally and got drawn to 2 fire quartz pebbles, one for her and one for him. She had to just buy them. I told her all I'd learned from listening to your podcast, so she cleansed them in some moon water I'd saved, and she'd previously rolled her eyes about it. And I suggested this intention, and this is the intention she gave her daughter, okay? Guide me outside of my comfort zone. Help me face my fears. I am courageous. Do you know what? That's brilliant, by the way. And she did it. And she just had a text to say all the changes went smoothly, no delay anywhere, which is unheard of, and she is almost at her destination, stress-free for the first time. Fantastic. And she now trusts her little fire quartz pebble she was so drawn to. Honestly, Trev, that is just absolutely incredible. And I've just realised you've sent me another message. Okay. And I'm going to read it out, guys, in her writing. So she said, I'd been setting intentions over a little wealth bowl I'd created, asking its contents to show me a way for financial abundance. Out of the blue, my husband heard from a pension tracing company who were having endless problems tracking down a very old pension pot. Anyway, they had managed to do just after... Sorry, do you pass my glasses, please, Stuart? Sorry, guys, give me 2 seconds. These aren't official glasses. These are ones I've brought online. I need to have my eyes tested. You need to grab them out. Thank you. 2 ticks, guys. 2 ticks. And did I just say 2 dicks? Sorry. Hey, I can see now. Perfect. Lovely. Okay. Right. Sorry. Let's start this again. Out of the blue, my husband heard from a pension tracing company who were having endless problems tracking down a very old pension pot. Anyway, they had managed to do just this after months and months. We thought we'd lost it. A few phone calls later, my husband's now able to withdraw the entire pot. Oh my God, £27,000? That's amazing. As it's so old and been archived, this will change our lives so much for the better. Desperately needed home repairs can be sorted and a little nest egg. Oh my gosh, honestly, wow. My little wealth bowl made with a little dish I'd been drawn to at a car boot sale and a selection of crystals you'd mentioned and lots of intentions and candle lighting. I'm pretty sure this was more than showed us this. Oh God, I'm pretty sure this more than showed us the way. And she's just waiting for funds to be transferred any day. How wonderful is this? As she said, oh my gosh, yes, it is. I'm so thrilled. £27,000. Wow. That is astronomically life-changing money. I am so thrilled for you. Congratulations. Congratulations. Oh, and she's just written, I've just received my order. 2 beautiful onyx swans and an adorable strawberry quartz squirrel. Gosh, they're totally lush. Perfect in every way. I love them. Hurrah. That actually got to you really quick. I only sent that Monday. And today's Tuesday. Wow, I'm quite impressed. But thank you so much. Honestly, Trev, honestly, I am so pleased and completely thrilled for you. And thank you for sharing the stories about your fire quartz and your wealth bowl. I'm thrilled for you. Congratulations. So, my lovelies, yes, actually, I completely forgot. This is going to be a mega long episode, isn't it? I hope you've got yourself a drink because if you're anything like me, you're all parched. But this coming Friday, yes, we all know what it is, don't we? Dun, dun, dun. Do we have a little, no, here we go. Hopefully that's playing. Friday the 13th. Oh, yes. But did you know it's not a day to be feared, my lovelies, okay? Friday the 13th was actually considered a day to honour the divine feminine that lives in all of us and to honour the cycles of creation and death and rebirth. It was actually a very powerful day and considered very powerful to manifest, honour creativity and to celebrate beauty, wisdom and nourishment of the soul. So with that being said, even though it's historically seen as unlucky in various cultures, go with the beautiful, honestly beautiful manifestation energy and honour the feminine within you and just have a wonderful day. Don't fear it because it's going to be a very powerful day indeed for you. And of course, I will be sharing some bits on social media. I've been sharing over the last few days some full moon posts. So, do have a look at that. If you're listening to this early or even Thursday, you can use those tasks. And as I say, I will share some Friday the 13th info as well. But thank you for listening. It's been a bit of a bizarre episode. It's been really nice. I'm actually, like I say, recording this Tuesday evening because Wednesday, normally with full moons, I can get a little bit headachy. So I thought I'd get one step ahead. But lots of love and light sent your way. I hope you're grand. And again, sorry for the mishap with Spotify. But please do try and find it elsewhere. And I just want to say lots of love and light. Keep sparkling. And remember, say it with me, the right crystal will always find you. Before you go, I have a very special discount code for you, especially for those of you who love buying crystals. So, the code is podcastcrystal. If you use this at checkout at thecrystalbar.co.uk, you will get a very secret discount. And yes, it is a secret because I changed the value of the code throughout the year. So who knows what discount you will receive. But I hope you've enjoyed today's episode. I hope you found it beneficial. And if you have, I'd be really grateful if you could just leave a comment, leave a review. And of course, if you have a friend who loves crystals just like us, please do share it with them. Sending you love, sending you light. Have a great week, because honestly, my lovelies, you really do deserve it. And as I said earlier, remember, the right crystal will always find you.